Want to see us 150 pounds heavier? Well, in this video, we're going to react to the first video we ever made for YouTube in 2016. Coming up. I'm Emily.
I'm Sarah.
We are 35-year-old sisters on a ketogenic weight loss journey. We've struggled with our weight all of our lives, but in 2019, we finally committed to better our health and have successfully lost over 150 pounds combined so far. We aren't perfect, but we are real, and we hope to share our success and our struggles to motivate ourselves and others. I thought that maybe it was time for us to look back upon our first video that we ever made on YouTube, and I thought it would be fun to mess around with a green screen, which is what we use. Sarah and I used to really love making videos when we were younger, and so playing with this kind of stuff, it really, excites us. So we want to give it a try. We don't know how well it's going to work with the lighting and everything. It just might look weird, but we're going to give it our best shot. And we're
not Steven Spielberg,
yeah,
but here we go.
No. More like Honey Boo Boo. No kidding. The production value is literally a sheet that we bought, and we're gonna play around with it. Whatever. Anyway,
I said it was a green screen, so
it's a green bed sheet. So let us begin. Let's pull up the video.
Hi there. I'm Sarah.
I'm Emily,
and we are the Keto Twins.
Yeah. I would like to ask, if there's anybody out there that was watching us in 2016, do you miss the high five? Because we got quite a few comments back then that it was cringy, and we're typically cringy, but I don't know, just seeing my arm swing up in the air like that, it's like yeah, I don't even know where we came up with that high five. But when we started again, I think that maybe the first video that we did, like the Keto Twins, we did like high five each other, but then Sarah said, let's not do that anymore. So, do you miss the high five?
I don't know. I feel like maybe if it just comes naturally, it comes, you know what I mean? Now we have that intro video, so we don't really have the chance to do that high five anymore. But maybe that was just a phase, and we've matured past the high five. Okay, keep going.
I am 31 years old. I'm going to be 32
We're
soon.
35 now.
I have been selling designer clothing online for the past 10 years. I own a business. I just feel like I look
I've been
generally
working in an office
sad
as
or
a program
something,
coordinator. I definitely feel like I have less confidence in front of the camera. I can just see like that I'm nervous about being recorded at this moment, which I'm still nervous about being on things like website, social media, and things like that.
And you are also 31.
Yeah. This is my old apartment building that we're filming in. I miss that apartment. It was right next to a Potbelly. So.
And we have started this YouTube channel in hopes to keep us a little bit accountable and to offer, camaraderie with people out there who are struggling like us. So we've been on this roller coaster many times. We have struggled with our weight ever since like the age of 12.
I feel like life has changed. I don't know. Now I have this dog that is bothering me. I don't even know if he should be on the green screen because he might look weird. No, but I used to live in this apartment, and now I'm married. It's just life, Priorities were different back then. A little bit more responsibility, I would say. Oh my gosh.
Well, I just feel like I look very
somber.
I don't know, like derp face. Just like no facial expression, just kind of like blah. Maybe I'm still like that. Am I still like that?
No, I think we're a little bit more animated now. It's hard for your personality to come out. This is our first time recording something, and I think we are very vulnerable. Yeah. We really didn't talk about our weight all that much publicly. It was always an internal struggle, I guess. We really didn't even talk about it to each other. Excuse me, sir. Oh. No licking. So, coming on here and recording this for the first time, I felt like it was very like
exposing.
Exposing ourselves. I always tried to hide my weight in my online communities.
All right.
I was a gamer for a long time, and people are very harsh of people that are overweight. So I never would actually talk about how big I was or show my body, and I was always hiding in the back of pictures. So to actually admit this to people, it was definitely difficult, and it's still difficult. But I'm glad that we did it because now we get to look back on this footage, especially since we didn't lose any weight this week, to see where we're come from. Just even doing this in front of everybody and giving the confidence to talk about ourselves like this, I feel like we've come a long way. So I'm happy about that.
Know how it is to struggle. And we've had some success and also some failures. So I think we know what it takes to succeed and the hurdles that are going to come when you're on a...
It's kind of ironic hearing this, right? Because if you want to talk about it.
The fact that we went off?
Right.
I mean, we talk about like the struggles and everything like that, but the truth is we only made about 12 videos on Keto Twins before we went to Wisconsin on a little weekend trip and completely went off the deep end, and then decided, I think we also got some like kind of mean comments on YouTube at that time, and I kind of coupled with cheating and then kind of like the troll comments that we got, I didn't want to continue doing Keto Twins anymore, so we kind of stopped. Sarah was mad at me because she kept on wanting to keep on going, you know, and I was just, Sarah was used to kind of like the kind of mean like the comments, trolls, like because she was in the gaming community for so long. You've been in the gaming community since like, you know,
like for 15 years or something like that. So I was used to people critiquing me about my weight, and you know, I would go to events, but I would be very nervous about people critiquing, you know, my weight and calling me names. But I built up this like guard against that. I tried not to, you know, let it affect me, but Emily was not used to people critiquing her online. And when you put yourself out there online, you know, people, they're sitting behind a computer screen and they're not always going to have positive things to say. I feel like the community has grown significantly since we started doing this 4 years ago, and there's a lot more, you know, positive people that are willing to chime in and put comments. But in the beginning, it seemed like more people were negative than they were positive, and that really affected Emily's willingness to keep going.
Right.
And we also lived further away from each other. I moved into a house less than a mile away, so now we're able to like really, you know, get together all the time and film videos. It's not a big deal, but we were living pretty far apart during this in my original apartment where I lived for a couple years. So being closer together is allowing us to film more as well. And
we become more powerful when we are closer together. No kidding. The other thing I was going to mention, so when we started getting a lot of hateful comments, we turned on like this thing in YouTube that holds questionable comments into another folder, and that was years ago. And so when we started filming again, I realized we were not getting that many comments, and I'm like, hello, is dead air out there? Are you out there? But then I realized that I happened to check the folder. Like, I came across this folder. I'm like, what is that? Held for review comments. There was like 50 comments in there, guys. Like, I am so sorry. Mom.
All of my mom's
comments are on there. So we just approved them, and I was trying to reply back to a lot of them. So if you've left us a comment in the past couple months and we haven't responded and you can't see it, we didn't know.
It's not on purpose.
Please leave more comments. Please like tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been on keto, what's your dog's name. I don't care. Just, you know, we actually want to get to know the people that are watching us, because it feels kind of like weird talking to this camera and I only talk to her. So, you know, interact with us. We're human and we like interaction. So please leave us a comment. I just wanted to put that out there because the other night I called you screaming. I'm like, there's 50 comments in this folder.
We're still new at this, and we're still learning along the way. And you know, we're a little rusty, and we're excited for 2020, and we're gonna continue making content for you guys.
Weight loss journey such as keto. So we hope that we can share those experiences and make a few friends along the way. Move towards the center. We have to touch this entire time. All right. I don't think we've been this close since the womb. We've been struggling with our weight all our lives, and we started off being really skinny. Like when we were young, about 4, 5, 6 years old, we weighed so little that our doctors told our parents to feed us ice cream and stuff to put weight on us, and we did eat it. We ate into oblivion. You know what's funny? Back then, I used to. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I used to like say, I don't eat that much to be so fat. Like a lot of people, I hear a lot of overweight people say this, and I used to say it, and I'd be like, I don't even think I eat that much. Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. So when I say stuff like, we used to be really skinny, it's like I used to think it was like out of my control that we got the way that we were, but it was in our control, and we did, like, compared to what we're eating now and how good we feel now, it's like back then I don't even know how I functioned eating that much. Like, I'm not talking a small thing of pasta or whatever, I'm talking like
multiple
couple
servings.
Pounds of pasta at a time. So don't delude yourself into thinking that you don't eat that much. If you're seriously overweight, the chances are that you probably do, and you don't want to like admit that to yourself. And really look back at like what you're consuming on a day-to-day basis. If you have to keep a food journal just to see like what you're mindlessly eating, because I would just eat things mindlessly all the time. But then when I would think about it, I couldn't. I thought that I was eating like a normal amount. So I just wanted to point that out. 13, we weighed about 180 pounds, and we're almost 5'8". So we've always been big, but. And so our obsession with dieting started around that age, around 12 years old. So it's been a lifelong battle with this. We gained the majority of our weight during high school years, like most people do. I guess some people do it during the like freshman 15 or whatever. But we started during freshman of high school, gaining most of our weight. And I would say we started losing it in junior year, when our father introduced us to the Atkins diet, which is keto, low carb.
So just thinking about being bigger in high school, we were always like bigger and taller than most of the girls in high school and in elementary school. So, when you're tall, like we're 5'10", she's 5'11", it's not only that you're overweight, but you're already taller than like the guys and stuff. So I feel like we went into high school already feeling like out of place. Being on the basketball team, we didn't play sports in high school, but it's assumed that you are confident when you're tall, but a lot of the time I felt like I was always like trying to make myself smaller and
slouching. Like I naturally slouch now because I always felt like I was so big and lumbering all over everybody that now I'm like this.
Yeah.
And I have to catch myself. Sometimes I'm even watching our videos and I'm like, oh my God, I'm practically hunched over like this. And so I'm like, this feels unnatural to me.
Yeah.
So
well, I don't
just
think that's natural.
It's one thing to be fat. And yes, everyone says, oh my God, you're so lucky that you're so tall, because when we gain weight, it takes longer to show. But that's also a problem because it takes longer to show. And not only are you larger, but you're also towering over everybody. You literally look like a wall coming at people. So.
You want to say he gave us the book and we read through it, and we followed some of it. We were making the recipes out of his book, and we were able to lose the majority of our weight that way. Then, we hovered around 210, 220, 230 pounds for a while. When I moved out of my parents' house, we moved into an apartment in downtown Chicago, and I had like all these great restaurants around. So of course, me and my boyfriend.
I just want to say I kind of blamed going all the way up to 282 pounds on living downtown in downtown Chicago and going out to great restaurants, but that's not true.
Yeah.
I mean, I was eating when I was home too. It wasn't like I, went out to dinner at a great place every couple days and that's why I gained weight. I mean, I was literally just sitting around eating all day. So that's a lie. Just justifying it to myself.
And so I ballooned all the way up from about 230 to 280 pounds. And I saw a picture of myself that one of our photographer friends took, and my face melted off. I was so embarrassed that day I decided, okay, I'm going back on low carb. And honestly, I did not cheat once when I was on it for that 8 months. We went to Thanksgiving. I only ate turkey. We went to
this photo, you had reached what? 199 pounds, and that's when you decided.
I made a conscious decision to quit. I don't know why. I felt like I don't know why I quit like that. It was like I had lost like 83 pounds, but I didn't feel that much better. I don't know, I still felt super self-conscious. I felt like I still looked as big as I did before. And I remember it was like the mentality. I wanted to go off.
That it was like going to end. That this is not a lifestyle, and I feel like that's the difference now.
But here we are. Again. And supportive. She has a fiance. I have my husband, and he's all like, you know, I love you for who you are and all that crap. But I don't love me for who I am right now, and you don't either. So I don't care how many times he says that he loves me, you know, as I am. All I see is just like a beast. You know what I mean? Like,
it's hard to let someone love you. This scene is hard to watch just because Emily is very like negative about herself, calling herself a beast, and I feel like you're always your worst critic. And we're trying really hard. It's part of our personalities to be like sarcastic and
self-deprecating for sure. I mean, that I always wanted people to know that I knew that I was fat,
so that they couldn't tell you that you're fat.
Isn't that messed up?
Yeah.
I mean, even with my husband, before I met him, I met my husband online, and before I met him, I was telling him like, I'm obese, like you're gonna have to lift me out of the house with a crane, and he would always be like. This is before you had a lot of pictures on the internet too, so he only saw one picture of me, but I kept on saying I gained so much weight even though I didn't in that picture because I wanted him to like, I wanted to like incept him. Mm-hmm. But you know, being self-deprecating is like part of our personalities, so it's kind of hard now because I still make these comments and people are just like, would you stop?
Right. Look how big I am. Mm-hmm. I was probably a size
Look
18.
at my face here. Oh my god, 505.
Wayne's World hat in your hat.
I used to buy all these things, like random stuff.
Wayne's World hat?
Whatever, Garth. And I
why? I don't know.
Wayne.
I asked you why. Why you do?
What? I would like to get down to about 170 pounds. That's my goal weight.
Really?
I remember I said that my original goal weight was 170 pounds, and Sarah, you were just like, you know.
Well, I mean, because I just felt like that wasn't going to be enough, but you know, maybe because you were so far away from it.
Well, not only that, I started it much higher than you. I think that in this video you were like 235, and I was 262 when I started this round of keto. So I was like, you know, that's almost 90 pounds that I wanted to lose. So. I mean, I'm a couple pounds away from 170 now, so I have readjusted the goal. I say this in this video coming up. I'm just like, if I have to revisit the goal revisited, I want to be in the 150s now. So,
but I mean, like 150. But I like to be realistic in my goals, unlike some people. That's true. Whatever. I have not seen that weight since. I mean, I was 180 in 8th grade. I don't remember time before that really, so
land before time.
Yeah, I mean, I would just like to be that for now. If I have to like, you know, revisit the goal, then I will. But I just think it's way too hard on somebody to like think about having to lose 100 pounds right away. So that's my view. So behold, on your screen you will see a picture of me 5 weeks ago.
It's a good thing I knew how to comb my hair before I took these pictures. It's like I really didn't. I have like lost all will.
No, I think that you just didn't ever think you were going to share them.
Yeah, that's true. I thought these were just for me, and then Sarah's like, let's start a keto channel, and I'm like, wait a minute, look at me. I'm gonna be putting this on the internet.
Right now, you're viewing a picture of me at 234 pounds.
Meanwhile, you took your pictures at work.
Yeah.
And you have like your hair up, but still, it's like not fair that I have to like look like that in all these before pictures.
So you're 229, I'm 251 pounds, and oh my god, weeks in, because I feel like now is like a time that I've dedicated myself. You know, if I have been cheated within, if I start a diet and the weekend comes and I cheat, it's like it's over. You know, but now that I'm 5 weeks,
654. Yeah, we dedicated ourselves for a couple of weeks, months, and then we fell off the deep end again. So don't think that just because you feel so strong-willed now that you won't have, you know, a relapse, a carb relapse where it's like your brain just gets taken over and you're like, you know what, maybe it's not worth it, like all the trouble. You know, you might have stress. Even now, if I'm stressed, okay, maybe we'll show you this video, maybe not, but the ring video. Listen, yesterday
Oh.
I was here for a little bit, and then I went home, and I thought I lost my phone. I thought I forgot my phone at Sarah's house. So I came back, I drove over, I come up the steps, like, I look mad. Like, I couldn't believe when her husband sent me the Ring camera footage of this. My nostrils are, like, flared. I'm just, like, banging on the door, and you're, like, in the shower or something. Anyway, I looked around her house. I couldn't find the phone anywhere. I looked in the street. I thought I maybe dropped it. I went all the way home. I'm ripping through my house. I couldn't find my phone anywhere. And so I was like, I am definitely gonna want to eat, like, a lot. 5 minutes later, I found the phone stuck in between the couch seats cushions, you know. But I even have moments where I'm just like, you know what, I like F the world right now. I just am really stressed out. I would love to have it. It's like you relapse. I didn't cheat or anything like that, but I had a moment, and that wasn't even something really serious. Of course, if you lose your phone, it's a serious thing nowadays. Even driving back to your house, I felt like, what if I get stranded?
Yeah.
Her house is literally like 7 blocks away from my house. Anyways, but that's just like a little example of something mentally that can throw you off. And there's a lot of bigger things in life that can happen that can throw you off. Like, I don't even think it took much. I've been off the diet for like, you know, longer than we were on
a year, more than a year. Well, yeah. About a year and a half not being on keto and gaining that weight back and starting all over again. So, yeah, there's definitely peaks and valleys in the journey, and it's important to just keep going.
And I have like something to lose, you know, so hopefully I'll be able to stay on it, and you'll be getting some decent updates, befores and afters and whatnot, you know.
Charlie, you
so
stop.
Stay tuned for, like, you know, just rants, because that's what we do. Maybe some recipes.
This was filmed at the beginning of like the keto community, really, on YouTube. So people were talking about going, you know, stores to shopping, and people were just creating this type of content. So it's funny because now it's just so common for people to be going and showing hauls of food and things like that. But we were just still brainstorming what we really wanted to do on YouTube.
Like, what would people be even interested in watching back then?
So many of the big players, I'm not going to like mention who they are, but like started around the same time as us, and they were the ones creating the content that really like formed what's, you know, normal on the community, and it's interesting to look back at where we are now. So
where we were then,
and where we're going to the moon. Cooking recipes and doing things that like we're actually showing our full body, I feel like we probably would have never gotten to that point.
Right.
Because we were very like hesitant to show anything but above like our...
Right. I wouldn't want you to like take a video of me like from my boobs down.
Right.
I would be very like, oh, you have to reshoot that, or oh, I don't want to see it. As if I'm hiding the fact that I was 260 pounds at some point.
But a lot of people say even now that we don't look like how much we weighed because we're tall and we have it distributed differently. So, but we tried our best to conceal it. So that's kind of funny. I don't think we would have ever, it would have taken a long time to do like a recipe cooking video. So now I think we're a little bit more, we're obviously more confident, and we're willing to like, show some cooking and some full body shots. So I feel like that's some progress at least.
We have not done this before, but just give us some time to warm up with the camera. We act like total weirdos, you know. So, and our fiancés are even weirder. So, there's gonna be a lot of interesting stuff in the future. So, stay tuned, and thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you next time. Keto Twins signing out. Signing out. I don't know.
This is weird.
I don't know.
What was that? That's really weird.
I don't know. We just did that. Final thoughts?
I'm excited to see where we go from here. Like, looking back, we didn't have, like I said, we didn't have any weight loss this week, but seeing, we did come from that. And just feeling like that cloud is lifted is also makes for a great feeling. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
I literally feel lighter.
Mentally and
physically, like, right.
The burden of not only carrying 90 pounds for you and 60 pounds for me, it takes like a physical toll, but it definitely takes a mental one. And I feel like there's so many other things that I can think about now, like that don't involve food. Like when you're starting off on this journey, all you can think about is what you can't eat. And as you become and you accept keto as your life, and that you can only really eat these things and you want to avoid carbs, it's like there's other things that you can think about. You know what I mean? Like last year we were really into gardening and working out in our garden and things like that. So I feel like there's just a lot more in the world other than food. I know that people are concentrating on that, but like, get out there. So anyway, thank you for taking a look back almost 3-4 years ago to our first video.
3 years ago.
3 years ago, and I hope you'll stay tuned for the future. So I'm Sarah.
I'm Emily, and we are the Keto Twins. How did you know that was
I don't know, because we had to do it. The blast from the past. So, bye.